Alright, we're going to talk about this ascension real quick. You know, it's a lot of people that's been asking me what's the procedures or whatever we have to do. Well, you know, we already all is on the ascension mission. You know, if we really want to go back to the history, it's simple. When the 2012 Mayan calendar ran out, we was able to get to a whole new level of ourselves, meaning we finished the era and a new era started. A pulse came from the center of the Milky Way galaxy, or our universe, which is coming from higher sources. We get into that in other videos. And this higher sources now that giving us this gift, it's the final stage of our evolutionary cycle. This now takes away all the disadvantages you have on you, and it makes you now like your own God, with your God built in you from God up here, the the crown chakra. Then you got your Christ over here on your pineal, and the bottom root chakra is set with all of them actively inside of your magnetic field now, giving you what's called your judgment, or the weighing of your feather. It's automatically now. We don't have to wait for it. So with all that in mind, this also have to give you an advantage. The advantage is that now you're able to free yourself from your habits, everything that you don't like about yourself. Really clear up your thoughts, get your thoughts into sequence with what you believe of yourself. And then once you do that and align yourself now, you're going to start an alchemical process, meaning that whatever you think and believe that you was taught, and everything that they taught you literally was not always true. We've been fed false information, and it's to keep us down so we won't be able to connect to our psychic abilities and our kinetic abilities. And so they gave us these gifts back, and with them come instructions, you know, other things you have to learn how to do, like alchemy as far as eating correct. Because this process works with the clouds that you see above. You know, this is really what you're getting back. You know, they made up the term cloud storage, and that's a fact. They took this out of esoteric knowledge, because your spirit information and data, or your Akashic soul stuff, is stored up in clouds, and these entities guard it and protect it. And they also come back onto you now when you start your alchemy process, because your body been fed a lot of chemicals and GMO, and it goes against what they believe in, so they can't really get into the body. So, you know, think about it. You're a human being, but yet everything that you eat is processed, or it comes out of a can or a box or a bag. It's not really naturally where you get it from the farmer's market or something. So being that you don't eat natural food, your body is like not itself. It's not processing right. The DNA is not receiving information from, because the DNA receives information from the environment. You know, that's where you get epigenetics from and everything. But we're not able to have a natural environment, so that it messes up our DNA. And then when you're eating, the protein is being overclogged now, so you can't be yourself. So you have to find natural foods and fast. Let your body get rid of some of all that stuff. Let it feed on itself. If you do that fasting, that's like a discipline you're showing to yourself, and you're showing ancestors that you're able to take yourself to higher realms. So upon completing your fasting, you will go through a process where your atoms literally change, the cells. All your portals is going to open once you fast and get to a certain level, just by eating correct. I'm not saying you got to be mad skinny. It's not a matter of skinny. It's a matter of putting the right food in your system and letting the other one detoxify out your system. So once you get this process going now, you have to put right knowledge into yourself, because we was given the wrong information. So the only way you're going to learn right knowledge is by going back in time. Everybody's going forward in time and trying to invent shit and new technology, but you're not going to be able to understand this present time till you go back to day one. So study a lot of old books, especially occult, Wicca, Luciferian magic, satanic stuff. All this is about the subconscious mind, how to capture it and control it. You're being used, and your subconscious mind is being altered by somebody else. So it's better that you get control of yourself. It's the same thing like how you got an entity attached to you as far as the government is concerned with the straw man thing. So the straw man, or what we call the all caps name, is a living entity, and they feed in the entity food. And that's why you got GMO food, artificial. It's not for you. It's for the artificial entity they created. You have to free yourself as a soul and know you're different and get back to eating real food. You have to know to separate your physical self from your soul self, because they're not going to do it for you, and they're not going to give you the information. They want you to think you're your body so you can listen to their instructions. I'm not here to go against the government or anybody, because I'm about unification. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you yourself have to figure out, you're a soul, what the soul eats and what the soul needs. Now you have to control your desires, because you yourself is not always conscious. Probably you're not conscious of this information I'm giving you, or even conscious of some of the acts you commit against your own self plus others. So you have to make sure you're always conscious all the time. And the way you're going to have to do that is by realizing that the information you got was wrong. You was trained wrong. You was taught wrong. And what you believe